The walls of Labour's Southside headquarters may not be quaking from Tory attacks, but they are certainly trembling under the strain of internal revolt. Sir Keir Starmer, once lauded as a stabilising force for a divided party, is now confronting a full-blown mutiny, with nearly 50 Labour MPs turning against him. At the heart of this backlash lies a deeply contentious policy: proposed cuts to disability benefits. The move, described by insiders as draconian, has even shocked some of Starmer's most steadfast supporters. Yes, astonishing as it may sound, under the stewardship of a self-styled progressive leader, Labour is advocating for tighter restrictions on disability support, at a time when millions are already struggling with the soaring cost of living. While banks receive tax breaks and corporate profits continue to balloon, it is the most vulnerable who are being asked to shoulder the burden. The response from within the party was swift and scathing. According to sources, Starmer turned white as a sheet upon learning of the scale of dissent. Party whips, scrambling to contain the fallout, quietly permitted MPs to abstain from voting, rather than support what one Westminster insider labelled a complete betrayal of Labour's values. But this is not mere political theatre, it is a rebellion of conscience that threatens to split the party wide open. From the backbenches to the grassroots, there is a rising chorus of MPs declaring that they will no longer sign off on a platform they believe is lurching to the right and abandoning its moral compass. The proposed benefit cuts have become a lightning rod for a much deeper resentment, a growing anger at a leadership increasingly perceived as obsessed with media image rather than ethical substance. Charities and disability rights organisations have roundly condemned the policy. One campaigner, speaking to Sky News, said bluntly, "This isn't reform. This is cruelty in a suit." The warning signs are dire: thousands could face destitution, homelessness, or worse if the proposals go ahead. Even members of Starmer's inner circle are beginning to fracture under the strain. One shadow minister, speaking anonymously to ITV, stated he's lost the room. The whole front bench is fuming, but too afraid to say so publicly. That silence, however, is becoming increasingly unsustainable. And just as the welfare controversy gathers momentum, a second storm is erupting, this time over Starmer's silence on Gaza. A total of 38 Labour MPs have publicly criticised his refusal to speak out amidst the continuing violence in Palestine. These are not fringe figures, they include senior parliamentarians and promising younger members alike. One MP told The Independent, "We didn't sign up to be Trump's doormats." The comparison is chilling, but far from baseless. As Donald Trump vocally supports mass evictions of Palestinians, Starmer hasn't even posted a tweet. This silence has left much of the party incensed and questioning his leadership. And it's not merely about foreign policy, it's about moral courage. The absence of a principled stance has created a void where moral clarity should reside. Increasingly, members are asking, if Labour won't speak up for justice abroad or at home, what does it stand for? To compound matters, Labour has now blocked a proposed national inquiry into grooming gangs, a move widely seen as a final betrayal. For years, survivors and their families have pleaded for a comprehensive, independent investigation. Their calls have now been met with silence, or worse, indifference. The party that once proudly declared itself a champion of justice now stands accused of turning its back on the very people it claims to protect. Taken together, the controversies over welfare, Gaza, and grooming gangs paint a bleak picture of Labour under Sir Keir Starmer. A party founded on principle now appears lost, fearful, and adrift. As the revolts grow louder and the discontent spreads, one thing is becoming increasingly clear: Starmer is losing control, and with him, the soul of the Labour Party may be slipping away. Labour's civil war deepens as Starmer faces internal rebellion and Farage's challenge. What we are witnessing is not merely a difficult period for the Prime Minister, it is the onset of a full-blown civil war within the Labour Party. Sir Keir Starmer entered Downing Street pledging unity, stability, and compassion. Instead, he has delivered authoritarian silence, punitive austerity, and a party verging on open collapse. The unrest is spreading at pace. Reports suggest Starmer's own cabinet is seething with discontent. Some ministers are refusing to appear in the media to defend policies they privately oppose. Senior Labour sources have described the Labour leader's style as autocratic, tone-deaf, and obsessed with image over substance. The rebellion over welfare cuts is only the beginning. Pressure is mounting from multiple directions: the growing anger over Starmer's refusal to speak out on Gaza, the fury at the decision to block a national inquiry into grooming gangs, and the mounting sense that the party's moral compass has been cast aside. As MPs grow bolder in their dissent, Starmer is facing what may be the greatest political crisis of his career. And let's be frank, if he cannot hold his own cabinet together, how can he possibly hope to govern the country? This does not resemble leadership. It resembles a man teetering on the brink, gripped by panic, paralyzed by indecision, and increasingly abandoned by those around him. The Labour rebellion is no longer a whisper, it is a gathering roar. Meanwhile, outside the Westminster bubble, the political landscape is undergoing a dramatic shift. At the heart of that change is a man unafraid to speak his mind, Nigel Farage. Fresh from Reform UK's remarkable surge in the polls, at times overtaking even the Conservatives, Farage has issued a direct challenge to Sir Keir Starmer, a head-to-head debate. But not on a slick television set. Farage wants the debate to take place in a northern working men's club, the kind of venue that once formed the backbone of Labour's traditional base. The symbolism is striking, a direct appeal to the communities both men claim to represent. Yet Starmer, the self-declared champion of working people, is conspicuously absent. Farage's challenge is more than political theatre, it is a demand for accountability. He wants to debate real issues: rising living costs, crime, immigration, welfare. But Starmer has dismissed him as irrelevant, insisting that only he and Rishi Sunak are serious contenders for the premiership. That argument might have held a few months ago, but with Reform UK now polling ahead of the Tories in several surveys, it no longer rings true. This is not merely arrogance, it is a troubling refusal to engage in democratic debate. Starmer's unwillingness to face Farage suggests something more troubling: a fear of direct confrontation. While Farage addresses the everyday concerns of ordinary Britons, skyrocketing bills, broken public services, and failing leadership, Starmer sticks to carefully rehearsed lines and controlled media appearances. He avoids the rough and tumble of real-world political engagement. He claims to speak for the working class, yet refuses to engage with them on their own turf. This isn't just a missed opportunity, it's a snub to the electorate. By dodging Farage's invitation, Starmer is sending a clear message: your concerns don't merit my attention. Rather than tackle the nation's problems head-on, he is choosing to maintain the political status quo and safeguard his personal brand. In contrast, Farage continues to gain traction among a growing segment of the public. He has proposed lifting the two-child benefit cap and restoring universal winter fuel payments, policies with immediate and tangible impact on working-class families. One may disagree with Farage's politics, but there is no denying that he is addressing the issues people care about. Starmer, on the other hand, is increasingly viewed as evasive, polished but disconnected. The political establishment may dismiss Farage as a populist, but Reform UK's growing support reflects a public tired of being talked down to, ignored, or patronised. People are looking for leaders willing to face them directly, not hide behind PR teams and stage-managed appearances. In a healthy democracy, political leaders should embrace the chance to defend their ideas in open debate. Starmer's refusal to engage with Farage undermines that principle. It raises serious doubts about his leadership, his courage, and his commitment to democratic dialogue. If Sir Keir Starmer truly believes in his vision for Britain, he should have no hesitation in defending it publicly. The choice before him is stark: engage in open, honest debate, or continue hiding behind platitudes and sound bites. The country is watching. And voters are waiting.